Did I just expose a shill? Recently on Twitter, an account by the name of Greg Onelove commented on a post about animal rights activism by David Rams saying the following: "I've been vegan for over a decade. It works for me and my family, but we don't try and push our lifestyle on others. The vegan activists pushing veganism online feels disingenuous at best. Paid influencers propagandizing and shaming people for eating meat. This does not help the cause." I replied to this account calling out their hypocrisy, given that their entire profile was comprised of speaking out against injustice, just in a human context, and telling them that by their logic, they're quote unquote not helping the cause. No sooner had I wrote that comment and the account had blocked me, but wait, that's not it. Shortly after this happened, something came to my mind that I decided to formulate a Twitter thread about. I had a theory that this could perhaps be a shill tactic. This is how it would work. An account claiming to be vegan gathers up followers and engages with the vegan community. This person pretending to be a vegan, while commenting positively on, say, vegan food posts and whatnot, comments negatively on animal rights posts, telling them to rein in their advocacy, while purporting that effective veganism is about keeping it to yourself and just leading by example. The account, deflecting and projecting that the following is actually true of themselves, then accuses animal rights activists with influential platforms of being paid influencers, thus creating a culture of disharmony and infighting in the animal rights movement, further creating a culture of apologism where the normalized vegan message is just to, stay quiet and respect others' choices. This is, after all, ultimately what the industries want, right? They don't want us to speak up and be effective. That's why I always tell apologists that they're just the type of vegans Big Ag loves. Now this is where it gets weird. Within minutes of me posting the Twitter thread stating my theory, the entire account was deleted. The timing of this was so suspect that David Rams himself sent me a DM saying that he thinks I've just exposed the shill, without me even saying this to him myself. Now before you turn off the video, there is a critically important message that our movement can learn from this. And depending on who you are, it might just pull your whole world apart and change the way that you see vegan advocacy. Assuming these suspicions are right, and this was indeed an undercover account being paid in some way to infiltrate and disrupt the animal rights movement, with the shill behind it deleting the account before we could do some digging on it and get onto them, what does this tell us about the way we are often told to advocate as vegans, including by other vegans? Us vocal vegans have heard it all before, not only from non-vegans, but also from vegans, that we are pushing people away by so-called preaching, and that a much more effective way to get people on board is simply to share recipes or, light-hearted videos. Now it's obvious why non-vegans would say this. This is simply a lie and a psychological defense mechanism to get us to advocate in a way that makes them feel as comfortable and not guilty as possible in their choice to harm animals, so that they can continue eating that bacon sandwich in peace without a care in the world. But why on earth would vegans say it? After all, it was only through such advocacy that we became vegan. Guilt is necessary in order for someone to change. Without feeling bad about harming animals, veganism does not exist. That's why you'll never meet a vegan who went vegan because they saw a cupcake recipe they liked. The notion that people would do that is utter bullshit and insulting to our intelligence. While it's absolutely true that great plant-based food pages on social media have their place in helping people make the switch, ask any vegan you know why they went vegan, and we all say the same thing. Earthlings, Dominion, Gary's speech, an Earthling Ed video, a Joey Carbstrong video, a Tash Peterson disruption. These things turned us vegan because, well, we felt like hypocritical animal abusers after watching them. And without that, why would we even change? What is even making us choose the vegan cupcake when perfectly tasty non-vegan cupcakes exist? If not the chicks being macerated to make the eggs in them, and the horrendous guilt we feel for funding this evil. In case you haven't got what I'm getting at, it's this. Could apologist vegans who tell us not to advocate in such a way that makes people feel bad, who tell us to just post cupcake recipes and other stuff, be paid shills themselves? infiltrators disrupting the movement, trying to create a culture where the vegan mantra goes from end the animal holocaust to respect others' choices. Think about it. Big Ag is an extremely powerful entity with a lot of money at its disposal. With that also comes psychological research that they can afford to look into that enlightens them as to the best ways to disrupt our movement. Essentially, Big Ag might even know better than we do about what works and what doesn't in getting people to go vegan. They have all the money, the power and the personnel to have the secrets on their side. Could it even be that the apologist vegans who actually aren't shills and are indeed vegan are just parroting a mantra that Big Ag has put out there as nothing more than a psyop to slow down the progress of the movement? What if the Big Ag propaganda machine is the reason that even vegans fall for the BS lie of you'll push people further away by showing slaughterhouse footage, and this is all just a lie Big Ag has put out there because they know that such things as slaughterhouse footage is actually what works in turning people vegan? I mean, the correlation between the rapid growth of veganism with the proliferation of digital media is telling. The reason there are more vegans now than ever before is precisely because we can now see these very horrific videos that apologists and non-vegans are telling us not to share. If this is all true, this could perhaps be my most important video yet. So please remember to share the video if you think that we could be onto something here. The ramifications of this are significant to the ethos of our movement and the way that we advocate from now on.